welcome to another, not that bright, is it? There we go. Welcome to another history video. I haven't done one of these in a while. So yeah, today's actually me a review, not a review, I mean a history video that was actually requested by me. My friend Victor actually requested me to actually do a history of Iron Man episode. So Victor, here we go. Anyway, so of course we're doing a history of Iron Man. Iron Man was created by the great Stan Lee. Stan Lee created like a lot of the characters, of course, and made his first. And well, wait, yeah, I forgot the same thing. He also, this is basically what Stan Lee said when he was creating the character, what he wrote down, and I wrote down because it's hard to remember. So yeah. In an interview, Stan Lee quoted saying, "It was at a time when young people hated war, military, and industrial compound. That's when he was created." Well, let me fix this light a bit. But yeah, anyway, so he said, "I'm going to come up with a character that represents everything everybody hates and shove it down their throats." And he literally said that. Look up an interview about, I'm not sure what the interview is called, but I know that's what he said. It's not really that bright, is it? I don't know. Maybe that would be better. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah. But yeah, that's what he did say. I'm not joking. He actually said that. So good God. This light's not being as good right now. It'll have to do, I guess. But yes. So also, Stan Lee based him off a bit off Howard Hughes, and yeah. And you sort of see the resemblance, I guess. And his first debut in Tales of His Defense, that's issue number 1. Or was it issue number 1? I don't know if no, 30, not the day, I forget actually, yeah. So basically, anyways, his origin is Tony Stark is the son to Howard and Maria Stark. Was it Maria Stark? Yeah, I believe was, and they're the proud owners of Stark Industries. Stark at some point wants to go on to MIT, or known as the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and when he soon graduated with 2 degrees, he went to go work for his company, but lost interest, and he was not that interested in doing after all. Soon afterwards, his parents were killed by which he was committed by the people from the Roxxon Corporation, which is the owner company. So he soon afterwards left to a girl named Virginia Pepper Potts. That was her first name, Virginia. To be in charge of many things in Stark Industries, and she usually was half the time. Until one point when Stark went to go study when they go test some new technology, he was captured by crime lord Wong Chu and taken to a lab. And Wong Chu was working with the Mandarin, and yeah, Tony was captured there with also another scientist here, who I think was, what was his name? Yin Sen? Yeah, it was Yin Sen. He was so they were both captured, and the reason why for that is because of this. This layer really irritating. How it's not that good. I think that'll do. Yes, Yin Sen and him were asked to create weapons for Wong Chu, but they decided to create something else. Well, got gonna suck. So they quickly also created the arc reactor, which is the glowing thing inside Tony's chest that keeps him alive, because there's shrapnel inside his chest that from a bomb that was his, a landmine, put shrapnel in his chest basically. Soon afterwards, they created the first Iron Man suit called the Mark I. Yin Sen sacrificed himself so Iron Man could escape. And Iron Man was born. Tony escaped and Iron Man was born. So yeah. Anyway, so now, soon afterwards, Iron Man stayed in Tales of Suspense for a long time, but he finally got his own title called the Invincible Iron Man, which is what the first issue looked like. In Marvel now, right now, Iron Man has taken up a really nice golden black armor, as you can see here. But then later on took this new space armor and went off into space to learn more about stuff in space and team up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. That was a short period of time. He soon came back to Earth and back in his gold and black armor, but then and soon recently he's going to be moving to San Francisco, donning a really bright white and lightish blue costume, armor, and he's going to be called the Superior Iron Man. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but yeah, the armor does look cool. So yeah, now I'm going to tell you about some of his friends and allies. First up is James Rhodes, or James Colonel Rhodes, or also known as just Rhodey. James is his best. Rhodey's his best friend, who's been his best friend for years, and soon at one point took on an armor known as War Machine, which is packed with weapons everywhere, which everyone loves the suit. Then there's also Pepper Potts, who is his lover in the comics, of course, who also at some point was given armor from Tony and became the character known as Rescue. Then there's his butler, or a limousine driver, Happy Hogan, who at some point became a villain known as the Freak. And he was at some point, of course, cured. So yeah. Then there's also finally his butler, Edwin Jarvis, or known as Jarvis. He's sometimes gonna be a human or a robot, depending on how you look at it. So yes, over time, Tony was made. Marvel made Tony into more, I think, normal. I forgot what the word I'm looking for is. I forget what it is, but yeah, they evolved him into more of a weaker man, and by that I mean he lost his company quite a few times and had to reclaim it many times, and also when he had an alcohol addiction in issue number 128 in 1979. And you can see by these panels, he really was an alcoholic, and by this panel he went crazy with going drunk. It was actually a really big deal in comics because he was the first hero who actually got addicted to alcohol, and I think was the only hero who did. Maybe there were others, but that's what I know that had a big effect because he was the first one. But yes, at some point he did lose his company to his archenemy Obadiah Stane, who later becomes the villain known as Ironmonger. And at some point, his friend Rhodey took over the mantle of Iron Man for a while Tony tried to rebuild his company and get his spirit back. He did in the process and soon became into a new armor called the Silver Centurion armor, and went to go fight Stane and all of his other enemies, of course. So yes. Afterwards, another big thing that happened in Tony's life was, of course, the sentient armor. Basically what happened was, during a fight with Whiplash, the armor started going crazy, which was actually a little virus, or you can say Trojan horse. That's why I got off the website that I read, where I got some of the images from. Yes, a virus that was left by Ultron gave the suit a sentient mind, which allowed it to think and stuff. So it had its own mind of its own, you could say. And soon started to attacking Tony, and Tony had to suit up in another armor to try and beat it. Of course, then he learned when the faceplate was taken off, it actually started making body parts on the inside. All it was missing was a human skin to try and become a natural human. It wanted Tony basically to live inside the armor forever and stuff. And so yeah, it sounds weird. At some point, they went to the jungle area, and the armor, Tony's arc reactor got damaged badly, so to save his life, the suit took out its own power source and put it in arc reactor, you can see also, and put it inside Tony and replaced his, and the armor died while Tony survived. So yes, even though it was a robot, it still had a heart to save Tony, so yes. Of course, another big thing was during the Secret Invasion thing, where Tony was wanted, Tony started to use the serum called Extremis that were put inside him, which allowed him to bond with the armor, basically. So, to be part of the armor, almost like. And boom, the new Extremis armor was born. So yeah, he was kind of a part of the armor a bit, like that, so yeah. Tony's also a big founding member of the Avengers, was one of the original founding members in 1963's first issue of Avengers. He fought alongside Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man, Wasp, and Captain America. Like I said, he was one of the original founding members of the Avengers, and of course, is a member to many superhero teams and all the incarnations of the Avengers. Of course, there are the Avengers in Marvel now, of course he still is. There's also the New Avengers he was a member of, the Mighty Avengers, the West Coast Avengers, the Illuminati, which is a group of really smart people from Marvel, including Iron Man, Professor X, Namor, or the Submariner, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, and Black Bolt. Then there's, of course, also the Guardians of the Galaxy. And now let's talk about his power. Iron Man has jet boots what am I trying to say? Jet boots, which allows him to fly at top speeds, and then, like, really high top speeds. He also can hack into any computer he wants, because he's a really good he's a genius. He also has repulsor rays in his gloves, which emit giant blasts of energy. He's also quite incredibly strong, that can go to any kind of limits. It also allows him to be invincible and stuff. And probably his most powerful weapon is his Unibeam. The Unibeam is a weapon he can only use once in a fight. The Unibeam is a weapon that is the circle or triangle, you could say, in the middle of the armor, which he blasts in a giant amount of power from it, destroying almost anything in sight, as you can see from these two panels. So yeah, but you can only use it once in the fight because it takes up a lot of power and has to wait for the charge again. It also uses the power from his arc reactor a couple times. So it's also the most deadliest weapon he has, and a weapon that can almost kill him if he uses it up too much. Now, of course, Tony also has a variety of armors, of course. There's, of course, is the Mark I, the Mark II, which is the gold armor, the classic armor, the proto-classic armor, the oversized running gold armor, Silver Centurion, the space armor, the underwater armor, or the hydro armor, the stealth suit, the arctic suit, the Hulkbuster suit, the Fourbuster suit, the Extremis suit, the Bleeding Edge suit, and the Mark 42. That's just name a few. He still has quite a few others, like a radiation suit he has. There's also what other ones there? There's also radiation suit's the only I can think of off the top of my head right now. But yes. Now, of course, on the names of his villains. Villains include, of course, the Mandarin here, who wields 10 rings and stuff. Which the 10 rings can do a lot of different abilities. So it can shoot fire, lightning, can have air abilities, can teleport, a lot of different things. The Ironmonger, Fin Fang Foom, who's a giant dragon. Whiplash, the Living Laser, MODOK, the Crimson Dynamo, and Titanium Man. There's still quite a few other Iron Man villains, like Blizzard, the Great Gargoyle, AIM, well, basically MODOK's like the leader of AIM. The Controller, there's a lot of other villains, but I didn't put on this list. Now for TV shows. Iron Man's had a variety of, has been on TV shows for a while. The first being his original cartoon series, which was not really one of the best, which was like, it was a really old cartoon. Then of course soon came on Fox Kids, and another show which was based around, which was basically just called Iron Man, but was based around the West Coast Avengers, basically. It also, mainly was Iron Man, not West Coast Avengers. He also made a couple appearances on the animated series of Spider-Man, which was some really great appearances in those episodes that you should check out. He later also made a really comical appearance in a really funny role in the Marvel Superhero Squad show, which is a funny take on many of the characters. A new TV show of Iron Man came out called Iron Man: The Armored Adventures, which basically it was basically Iron Man, but it depicted them as kids. So as teenagers. So Tony, Pepper, Happy, Rhodey, they were depicted as all kids, which was really interesting, and yeah. Of course, one of his most best adaptations was Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is a pretty badass show you should check out. Now, Iron Man also made a couple appearances on the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, and of course also his most recent appearance, the Avengers Assemble cartoon. Now for films. The first film was Iron Man, which was back in 2008, which started up Marvel's Cinematic Universe, so yeah. Then also is Iron Man 2, which came out in 2010, featuring War Machine, Black Widow, Nick Fury, and a couple other people. Now, Iron Man made a big appearance in Avengers, which was a badass appearance, in 2012 on May 4th. Then, of course, his final film in his Iron Man trilogy was Iron Man 3 in 2013 on May 3rd, which was a really big hit. Of course, he'll also appear in next summer's Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron. And he'll also appear in Avengers 3, which is said to be a two-parter, which it says right here. Now, that's a rumor that's been going around about it being a two-parter. I doubt that, because Avengers 3 is going to be like supposed to be Robert Downey Jr.'s last Marvel film. So, yeah. He's also the guy who plays Iron Man, to let you know. And of course, now I'll give you guys some good Iron Man reading materials. So, of course, you have Tales of Suspense, which was Iron Man's first appearance, and the Invincible Iron Man Big Premiere issue, which was issue number 1. The Armor Wars, which takes place in 225 to 232. Iron Man vs. Obadiah Stane, which took place. Obadiah Stane, which takes place. Iron Man versus Tony Stark versus Obadiah Stane, which takes place in through issue number 120, 163 through 200. So that's a long story arc right there. The Demon in a Bottle, which takes place for issues 120 to 128, which is also where the alcohol thing comes in. The Sentient Armor storyline, the Secret Invasion comic, the Extremis Iron Man storyline, and Civil War, the beginning of the end, which took place for issue 17 to issue 23. The 9 Rings to Wheel, which took place from issue number 95 to 100, which was Iron Man's special 100 issue, as you can see here. Avengers vs. X-Men, and the Marvel Now Iron Man title, and of course reads the pure Iron Man when it comes out. It might be interesting. and now also look for some what to watch, read, and play. Hey, so of course there's Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 3, which are both good films. Avengers is going to be great. I mean, was a great film. Avengers Age of Ultron will also be a really fantastic film. Iron Man Armored Avengers is also a good TV show. I recommend you go check it out. Avengers vs. Mightiest Heroes has a really great version of Iron Man in it, so check out that. Avengers Assemble, not as good as Avengers vs. Mightiest Heroes, but still check out that. Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, the games. Iron Man 2, the game, which I'm not sure if it's good or not, but still check it out. Lego Marvel Superheroes, and now for what to avoid. Avoid, there's literally only like 3 things. First, the original cartoon. Any of those original Marvel cartoons, except for Spider-Man, we're all really bad, so I don't recommend you checking them out. Then of course there's also what the West Coast Avengers show. The Avengers show, the Iron Man cartoon show, which had the West Coast Avengers in it, which is not really one of the best. It had some good moments, but I don't really recommend checking it out and stuff. Iron Man 2, the film, it's also really not. It wasn't a bad film, but it wasn't a good enough film as Iron Man 1 or even Iron Man 2 was. So yeah, but still, you can go check it out. Of course, you can also check out the episodes from Spider-Man's animated series, and of course, Superhero Squad. So yeah, so those are all good stuff. So there you go, guys. That'll conclude another episode of History of. This took a while to do, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and you're welcome, Victor, that I finally done it now. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more History of videos and other videos coming very soon. I'll catch you guys later.